Can you please introduce yourself, Denzel?
What's up? My name is Denzel Curry. I'm an Aquarius. I like long. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm Denzel Curry.
How you feel about your show here in Dubai?
Well, I don't know how to feel. I haven't been there. I've never been there. Don't know what the show's gonna be like. Don't know what the venue gonna look like. Don't know how the people gonna react to it. So I don't really have any. I'm very neutral towards it. I don't know what's going on, but I hope there's a lot of energy.
I can tell you that because the Middle East is known for love of hip hop, and I can tell you there's a lot of people exciting about your show here in Dubai. Yeah,
Well, never been there, so I'm excited too.
this is really nice, and we'll love to see you here. I want to talk directly about your last single, with the blood on my neck, with the Juicy J. Tell us
Mhm.
how you come up with this project.
It's not even a project, really. It's just like we just decided to put a song out there, you know what I'm saying, and put a video. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, album's coming. I know an album's coming." He was like, "No, bro, there's no album coming. Y'all just expect me to drop an album every time. It's like, we need new music. You just got some." But when it came down to this record itself, like I recorded this last year and then I dropped it, you know what I'm saying, with Juicy J on it. And yeah, he's a legend. I'm obviously influenced by 3 6 Mafia. If you could listen to my old music and on up, but yeah, yeah, that's how
Yeah,
it came about.
that's amazing. I want to talk as well, about your release of the last album. Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. It's kind of like a metaphor itself. So how you come up with the project together?
Well, I came up with that project in 2018 after I did Taboo. So it was supposed to follow directly after Taboo, but it just never happened. And then when quarantine hit, after 2019, in 2020, it gave me a lot of time to really prepare and like really study the music and everything. And I started going to martial arts a lot, like heavier than I usually would. Started just, I mean, I'm at home watching movies, so I'm watching Sergio Leone films, Akira Kurosawa films, director's chair, documentary on Toshiro Mifune, everything, just to like get into that mode. Reading books like 50 of Law, reading books like Book of Five Rings, Journey to the West, watching animes like Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in the Shell, Samurai Champloo, like just all. And basically, I'm influenced by the main director, Akira Kurosawa, when it came down to creation of the project. And I just used a lot of things from my personal life because I was going to therapy heavy as well too, and kind of just blended all that together to make this project like what it is. And studying the music from the Soulquarians, like Black Thought. I mean, not Black Thought, but he was part of the group, The Roots, um, Common, Eric Badu, D'Angelo. Just listening to all those albums, and also Kanye West's Graduation, and just try to do my best to put it all together.
That's really lovely, lovely to hear that. I want to ask you another question since we're talking about like mental health earlier. Um, like right now there is a lot of differences between hip hop before and hip hop now. There's a new school. There's a lot of rapper. And I think as you as a rapper, as an artist, you create your own sound. And obviously when you stand out and having your own type of hip hop, maybe many people doesn't align with it. So I want to know from you as a perspective as an artist, how you stand up for yourself and stay unique and empowering your voice and your own sound. You don't want to be like part of the folk.
I mean, shoot. I mean, I'm gonna be part of that regardless, because hip hop is hip hop. I'll just make music. Like I went from being wanting to be a really good rapper to a really good musician, and I feel like a lot of rappers have that transition along in their career when they start off doing one thing or being a rapper and stuff like that. So when it came down to my artistry and everything, like I wanted to like deviate each project and make sure they were different so I could be the most versatile rapper. That's what my goal was. My goal is to be the style bender of rap. You know what I'm saying? The style bender of music. Like you just hear each album, whatever album you get, it might be a different one. So with Melt My Eyes See Your Future, you got real deal traditional hip hop, and then you got, but people gonna put it in the alternative hip hop box, and I'm just like, it's rap, bro. Like this is not anything else. You could have a trap song here, but you can't put it into your playlist. You won't put it into the regular hip hop rap playlist, but you'll put it into an alternative playlist. It's just like, oh, this is cool too, but I'm not gonna put it over here where it's gonna get popular. I'm gonna put it over here where people barely even notice it. It's like that's kind of weak for me. And when it comes down to like stuff like Taboo and everything like that, you know, like that was highly experimental. Like a lot of my projects aren't experimental, but some of them have a lot of rage, some of them have sadness behind it, some of them is just like, all right, we're gonna do traditional. And my whole thing is to just keep switching it up because that's the main thing. That's what they call it, Andre 3000 told me. Whenever
Yeah.
he switched up on a project, it's because he got bored of doing that one sound. And he told me to never get bored. So I'm going, all right, I'm getting bored of doing this. Let me go do this. And that's what kind of just kept my projects evolving, kept me evolving, and kept me sounding different.
Also, I want to add more on top of your musical blueprint, which is actually how important for you as an artist to add visual piece, you know, to your song, because we see as well, even in terms of visual as well, you have your own direction, how you want, you know, your song to be placed. So how it goes with you, the process of creating visual for your music.
It gets to a point where it's just like, all right, we talk to the director or whoever's going to be writing the treatment, and then you give them like a base, like, oh, I want my video to look like this. This is the energy it's supposed to have. This is how it's supposed to look. This is how what it's supposed to come with. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did for majority of Memo I See Your Future. Even when I was, you know, when I was working with Adrian Villa-Gomez for a lot of those videos, I was telling him we were just having back and forth over the phone, sending him reference pictures, letting him know like it got to be a mixture of this and this, and even one of my managers helped out, and then I was just like, yo, I want it to be like the Wild West, and then they add like their little 2 cents and this, that, and the third, and then we just across the board, it just like contextualize it to where it's understandable and people understand like this is a whole world. This is not even just a, you know,
Yeah.
just a regular music video.
100%. Yeah. I want also to talk about something else. It's just like, for example, like hip hop is a more onto like a crossing border, you know, and it's very like popular genre. Okay. Did you do also, for example, listening to other hip hop music overseas, for example, from the US, sorry, from Europe, Middle East? Do you have any kind of like listening to other like hip hop music overseas?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I was listening to JME, of course, Skepta, Stormzy. I was listening to, I mean, now I'm listening to Dave and Central C. They're pretty tight. Uh, who else, man? I remember there was a guy from Paris named Karis,
Yeah,
and he was
Carrot, of
dope
course.
too.
It's dope. Yeah.
Yeah, he was dope as hell too. Um, so I met this Japanese rapper. His name is Sida, and I
Mm-hmm.
met a couple Japanese rappers over there in Japan, and they were tight as hell too, man. Like, man, it's just a lot of people. There's just a lot of
Yeah.
people that like get inspiration from.
And I see also Denzel, like you choose to kind of like remain independent as an artist. Like why you choose that path to be independent and not, for example, working, let's say, with a major label, as in the question. Yeah.
Because you know, like working for a major label is just like kind of like working for McDonald's. Like you're just another number to them. You can get fired at any time. Like, you know what I mean? And I work for an indie label. I'm really working for myself. I just did everything that I was doing because I understand like the game more and more as I do it, you know? And even people from major labels look at me and they respect it. Like they're just like, yo, we respect that shit. Like you doing it on your own and you still like getting in these boxes with our artists. And it's just like, it is what it is. I like being independent because I actually know where my money's coming from and I know where it's going to. I see everything business wise, and it's just like nothing really surprised me at this time. You
Yeah.
know,
That's really lovely. I have a picture I want to show it to you, and I want to see like what throwback will give you, you know? If I want to show you this picture.
Jesus Christ, yeah, that's my homie Dre Jabari, my
Yeah.
homie Trey, his little sister and his cousin. Well, I think that's the other sister too, but like, but
Wow.
yeah, man, that was a throwback picture. That was like when I was coming up and living in Zone 3 and going to Cherry Bay. Like Cherry Bay was directly across the street from my house. So we was just all hanging out. I used to always hang out on Dre's porch and everything. Him and my brothers and all them still cool to this day. And man, Dre and Trey, we used to play this thing called the Warriors back then. Like we used to make our own shirts and everything, like and go to
So
the Candy Lake house and get a frozen cup for 25 cents.
wow. Yeah, this is things why I'm saying is like seeing that pictures, you see like that the journey that you've been to through music, you know, you've been to a lot, you know, as an artist, you know, and that's why I want even like to add on it, you know, 2016, you know, XXL Freshman Cypher, you know, it's like is a really iconic, you know, project. You know, how you feel being part of that, you know, seeing it into 2023, you know?
You know, for real, real deal, real deal spill. I don't
Yeah.
know it was the grace of God or what, but I wasn't even supposed to be in that cipher.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
exclusive.
they
Yeah.
was supposed my cipher, they sent me the wrong beat. That's what happened. And I
Yeah.
ended up in that cipher because they sent me the wrong beat. Cause they was just like, all right, Denzel, we're ready for your cipher. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm ready to go home, do my thing and shit. Man, I hear the beat. I'm like, this ain't the beat I got. This is not the beat I got. And then it was like, what you mean? I was like, this is not the beat I got. This is not the beat that was sent to me, right? So Emmanuel accidentally sent me the wrong beat, which was probably the most life changing in my career because like obviously I had to start off the cipher with 21, Uzi, and Kodak and Yachty. I had to start that one off. But they were just gonna keep them there, and I was gonna be with G Herbo and Dave East. Like they was
Yeah.
gonna put all the spitters with the spitters, all the somewhat different rappers in this one, like you know, Anderson Paak, Lil Dicky, and Designer was all in one cipher, and they was gonna put all the super popular rappers in another one. And I got the wrong beat and ended up in that one. So that was like it wasn't supposed to happen, but I'm glad it happened.
Yeah. I want to wrap this amazing interview with the last question. I want to talk about like you have a strong relationship with Kenny Beat, you know, and you work with him an entire project. Tell us more about it.
Well, with Kenny Beats, man, I did not like that motherfucker when I first met him. Like, did not like Kenny Beats at all. You know what I'm saying? Because he gave my beat to Young Thug back in the day when he said it was specifically supposed to be for me. And when I did the song and I sent it to him and I was like trying to get it for my project for Zoo, he was just like, nah, I sent that beat away already. I cursed him out so bad. Like I cursed Kenny out so bad. Did not talk to him for a while. And then it wasn't until I was watching The Cave and my cousin was like, man, I think you should do one. I think you should do one. And I'm like, man, like, I don't know, bro. I don't really fuck with dude like that. And then it got to the Freddie Gibbs episode, and I was like, I ain't gonna lie, this episode tight. So I ended up calling him and I was just telling him, like, man, if we gonna work together, bro, you gotta make every beat from scratch. And he was like, say less. And that was it. We did the cave and then we stayed in the studio for 3 days making Unlocked. And then I was telling him, like, yo, I got this vision, like how Unlocked supposed to look like, man. We should make them all feel like unfinished tracks. Like there's no single, like it should just the project is the single, right? And we just go on the internet, me and you, and we go collect all these tracks together and shit, right? And
Yeah.
then we're gonna call ourselves Unlocked because at the time I didn't have dreads. I grew my dreads back. I didn't have locks, and I cut my locks in 2019. And I remember, yeah, like after finishing the project, telling the people from the label, telling them what I wanted, meeting up Jack Burgard and Christian from Psycho Films, and then we actually got it done. And yeah, like Kenny was like, man, most rappers say they do will have a plan for something and they never execute it. You had a plan and I brushed it off and you actually executed it,
Wow.
you know? So
Yeah.
that was funny as hell to me. For him, he was like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah. Thank you, Denzel, for sharing with us this amazing interview. I just want to have like quick message, you know, to our platform for your fan who gonna be expecting you here in Dubai. What they're gonna expect in the show? What is your message for the fan? You know, that
It's
are
not even what they're gonna expect from me. Like the same thing they expect from me is the same thing I expect from them.
energy. Yeah.
Energy and love. That's that's what I want.
Thank you, Denzel, and looking forward to see you here in Dubai.
All right. You have a good one, man.